Hi, everybody. I hope you're having a great day. We started talking about stories and parts of a story. And one thing that we talked about were the characters. So, the characters in a story are the people or the animals that the story is about. There's a main character, one character that's the center of the story. And then there's something in a story called the setting. And the setting is simply the place where the story is. So the setting could be in a house, or at a store, or on a farm, or in a big city. It's the place where the characters are. And every story has a beginning, middle, and end. And that's what helps the story make sense to us. So today we are going to read a story, and I want you to pay attention to the characters, the setting, what happens at the beginning, in the middle, and at the end of the story. The story today is called Charlotte's Web. This is a condensed version, which means that it's not very many pages. It's a shortened version of the book, Charlotte's Web. See how much bigger the book is than the condensed version, the shorter version? It's much thinner, right? So we're going to read this Charlotte's Web today, and we'll save this one for next time. It's pretty long. Charlotte's Web. It was the first day of the county fair. Everyone at Zuckerman's farm was getting ready. Ties were tied, pies were packed, jams were jarred. That's right, pay close attention to the words and the illustrations. And Wilbur the pig was bathed in buttermilk. He would need to look his best if he was going to win the blue ribbon at the fair. There's Wilbur. Wilbur's friends in the barn knew winning the blue ribbon was important. It was Wilbur's chance to show how special he was. Then the Zuckermans would keep him on their farm forever. There's Wilbur and all his friends. That's right, they are the characters. That's a good observation. I like how you're listening. The Zuckermans have a farm, and the farm is the setting. It's where the animals are. Nice work. Charlotte was planning to weave a very special web at the fair. She had to find the perfect word to describe Wilbur. Charlotte convinced Templeton to come along and help. Finding trash was his specialty, and old wrappers and boxes were full of words. There are more characters. Wilbur is a character. Charlotte is a character. That's right, Charlotte is a spider. And Templeton the rat is another character. The friends arrived at the fair. It was unlike any place they had ever been. Colorful tents crowded the grounds, sweet smells drifted through the air, and a giant wheel spun in the sky. That's right, they're at the fair. That is the new setting that's in the middle of this book. The beginning was how it started. Wilbur was getting a bath. The middle is that they have gone to the fair so Wilbur could try to win the blue ribbon. Wilbur settled into his pen. In the stall next door was the biggest pig Charlotte had ever seen. His name was Uncle. Charlotte knew that Uncle would be hard to beat. He is a big pig. That's right, good connection. Uncle is another character in this story. Wilbur was nervous, but Charlotte calmed his fears. The finest pig is not always the fattest pig, she said. Then Charlotte told Templeton to go out and find a good word, fast. Let's see what happens. We're nearing the end. The fairground was littered with trash and bits of food. It was Templeton's dream come true. But he had a job to do. Templeton spotted a newspaper, but others spotted Templeton too. Look at all of that. He's bound to find a word in there somewhere to describe Wilbur. Two feisty crows were watching, and they loved to chase Templeton. Templeton had to think fast. Yoo-hoo! Templeton called. The crows dove after Templeton, and they were quickly tangled up. Templeton was clever. That's right. What does clever mean? It means he was smart, right? He had a good idea. He thought, I want to get them away from me, so I'm going to call them over to this net, and then they got stuck. Clever means you have good ideas. Templeton scurried to the pig pen and gave Charlotte a scrap of paper that was full of words. Charlotte looked at the paper and grew quiet. Then her eyes lit up. She had found the perfect word. I can't wait to see what the word is. Charlotte worked on the web for hours. When she finished, Wilbur looked up and saw the word humble. But I don't think I deserve it, Wilbur said. Charlotte smiled at her friend. Then it is perfect, she said. It is almost the end of the story, and there was a problem in the middle, and it's getting solved at the end. That's right. Humble means that you don't think that you're so great and perfect and good, that you are just really good and do the right thing even when no one is watching. I think a lot of you are humble. The next morning, the judges would decide which pig was the best in the fair. But Wilbur no longer cared if he won the blue ribbon. That's right, there they are, Wilbur and Uncle. They're at the fair. That's the setting. Wilbur already had the best prize of all, the very best friends any pig could imagine. They are good friends. And no word could ever describe just how lucky Wilbur felt. The end. That was great listening. There were a lot of characters. There were a couple of settings, which means maybe two, right? We talked about that. There was a beginning, a middle, and an end. Let's look at a page that has several of the characters that are in this story. That's right. There's a cow, a goose, a pig, a sheep and a horse, a spider, and a rat. Nice job. And if we look at the beginning of the story, there are people that are characters, and the setting on this page is the farm. And at the end, they're in a different setting. They're at the fair. I hope you have fun writing your story today. Come back for more tomorrow and have a good one. Bye, everybody.